Okay, I'm making this video to show you what you can do if your goal is just to get a C on a math test. Maybe it's the night before and you don't have a lot of time to study. So this method's going to work no matter what math class you have, as long as you have a textbook, as long as you have the textbook that the teacher provides. So what you're going to need is paper, 3 note cards. If you don't have note cards, you can just get scissors and a piece of paper. You can cut them up into little note card sizes like this. And this method that I'm going to show you is going to work no matter what math class you have. Doesn't matter if you're taking algebra, doesn't matter if you're taking geometry, doesn't matter if you're taking algebra 2, doesn't matter if you're taking pre-calculus, doesn't matter if you're taking calculus. As long as you have a textbook and the teacher follows the textbook as a guide, like assigns homework from the textbook, this method's going to work. All right, let's begin. Okay, I'm going to use a 6th grade math book to demonstrate how this works. Like I said, it works in any math class that has a textbook. All right, so let's use chapter 8 as our example. So let's pretend that you're taking a math class and the upcoming test is on chapter 8. Okay, so you want to go to the first section in that math book. Okay, and we can title our paper right here. We'll call it chapter 8. We can call it study guide. Okay, now we're gonna write down all the examples. So on the top, we're gonna put 8.1. You can put that in a little box like this. All right, then we're gonna put right here. Notice how example 1 has 2 examples, example A, example B. All right, so we're gonna go right here, we're gonna write example 1A and then example 1B. Okay, now we're gonna go over to example 2, which is right here. Notice example 2 only has, there's no A and B, just one example 2. So let's go ahead right here and write example 2. All right, then we're going to go to example 3. Same thing, there's no A and B. Let's write down example 3. Example 3. All right, turn the page. Okay, that's it for 8.1. Let's go to 8.2. 8.2 has example 1. So let's go ahead right here, put a little header on this one, little box, right? Example 1. Notice there's no A and B. All right, now over here we have example 2 that has A, B, and C. So right here, I'll go example 2A. Notice I'm doing one box for every sub-example. Example 2B, example 2C. Okay, next one, example 3, A and B. Okay, example 3A, and next box, example 3B. Okay, moving on. That's it for 8.2. Let's go to 8.3. Notice 8.3 right here has example 1, then example 2, and there's no A's and B's. All right, so we're going to go put a little header right here. This is 8.3. Okay, we're going to get example 1, example 2. Okay, then we're going to go, we have example 3 and example 4. All right, let's put that down. Example 3, example 4. Okay, 8.3 is done. Moving on to 8.4. All right, I'll do 8.4 up here. 8.4. Okay, we have example 1, example 1A actually, and example 1B. Okay, go over here. We have example 2, example 3, that's it for 8.4. Moving on to 8.5. 8.5 we have example 1, example 1A, example 1B. That's it. So 8.5. Okay, we have example 1A, example 1B, We have example 2. And that is it. Okay, so now we're moving on. Okay, now we're on 8.6. 8.6, we have example 1 right there. Example 2, which has A and B. So we have example 1. Example 2A. Example 2B. All right. Wait, we have example 3 right there. All right, example 3. And that's it for that. Let's see, is there anything else? Yep, 8.7. Okay. All right, 8.7, we have example 1, A, example 1B. Then we have example 2 right there, example 2. Then we have example 3. Okay, and that's it for that. Moving on, moving on. That's it. Okay, so right here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. 29 problems. If you can do all 29 of these problems, then you're going to get a C on the test. More than likely, you're going to pass the test. Okay, so you might get higher, but at least you'll be able to pass the test. And the idea is that these examples that are right here, theoretically, if you can do these example problems, then you should be able to do all of the homework problems. So theoretically, this is like your tutor or your teacher, right? And your teacher's explaining how to do this problem, this problem, this problem, this problem. And just with that explanation, you should be able to do all of these problems. That's not always the case, but theoretically, that's how it's supposed to work. Also, the nice thing about using examples is that you always get the answer right in front of you. You don't have to look them up online. You don't have to flip to the back of the book and find the odd answers. They're right there. And if you make a mistake, all the explanation is right there in front of you. Okay, so this is how this works. So we're going to go over here. Now it's time to start studying. So we're going to do example 1. We've got our hand and dandy note card. We're only going to show number 1 right here and convert 93 inches to feet. Okay, so grab another piece of paper. Could be scratch paper, doesn't really matter. And go ahead and do that problem. Now, if you get that problem right, great. You can put like a little C by it like this. Okay, so that means you got example 1A right from section 8.1. Okay, if you got it wrong, what you want to do is you want to shade this in right here. Okay, if you get that wrong, you want to shade that in right there. Then, right then and there, you want to learn how to figure it out. You want to learn how to get it right. So you go here, you look at the explanation, and hopefully from that, you can figure it out. If you can't figure it out, use the title up here. Go to YouTube, type in this title, find a video that explains to you how to do this type of problem. And hopefully, this is enough to teach you how to do the problem. Okay, so if you got it wrong, have it shaded in there like that. Okay, and let's say you do this one right here, and you get it right. Great. Put a C by it. Okay, so then we go over here to this problem over here, and let's say you do this problem and you got it wrong. Okay, shade it in like that, and make sure right then and there you learn how to solve this problem, that you know how to do it. You have to, every single time you get a problem wrong, you have to be able to figure out how to get it right. You have to teach yourself how to get it right. Okay, after that, move on to the next one. Okay, so we have this word problem right here. So depending on the type of class you have, let's say it's a high school class that's on a section that's not a word problem section. More than likely, teachers are only going to have one or two questions that are word problems. So maybe you want to actually skip this problem unless the entire chapter is based on word problems. But it's better if you can actually do this problem. Okay, so let's say you actually do this problem and great job, you got it right. Okay, so then we go to the next section. We go to 8.2. All right, so we go over here, go to 8.2, do this example right here. So you do the problem and you actually get it right. Great job. Go over here, mark it correct. Okay, so we go to the next one, which is over here. We're going to cover up all the answers. We're only going to look at the one of interest right there. So example 2A, right here, you get it wrong. Okay, shade it in. Figure out how to get it right. Remember, if you can't figure it out, try looking it up online. Or look at the example, look how they solved it there. Okay, now we're going to do example 2B. Nice job. You got it right. Oops. So correct. Example 2C. Great job. You got it right. Okay, example 3A down here. All right, so it's asking you to convert 11 meters into centimeters, and you get it wrong. All right, shade that in. Figure out how to do it. Oh, that's how they do it. Okay, cross those out like that, times 100. All right, cool. And then you can try it out, see, physically do it, make sure you know how to do it. Okay, then hopefully you can apply that knowledge to the next problem on example 3B. And good job, you got it right. Okay, now we're on 8.3. So we go to 8.3. Okay, the next thing you want to do is go back to 8.1. Okay, so you're going to go back to 8.1. Okay, the only problems that you need to do now are the ones that are shaded in. Okay, so you're going to go to 8.1, and we're going to do example 1A. So you go here, go to example 1A, which is this one right there, cover up the work, try to do the problem. Okay, and if you get it right, awesome job. Unshade it like this. You can erase the shaded area right there and put a little C by it. Great. Okay, now let's go to example 2. Okay, you go to example 2 and you got it wrong. Okay, so right then and there, figure out how to do that problem. You knew how to do it before, you got it right before, after you got it wrong, then you forgot how to do it. All right, so figure out how to do it again. Okay, and then move on. Leave it shaded in like that. So leave it like that. That one's unshaded, and we're moving on. Okay, so then you get to example 2A on 8.2. Get to example 2A, and you get it right. Go ahead and unshade it like that. Okay, and move on. You can put a little C by it if you want. You got it right. Okay, we're jumping all the way to example 3. You go to example 3 right here. And we have example 3A, right? Looks like you got 3B right. So we have example 3A. So we go to example 3A, which is this one right here. And you do the problem and you get it right. Great job. You remembered how to do it. Okay, now we're going to go to 8.3. 8.3 right there, we're going to go to example 1. Go to 8.3, example 1. And, oh, this weird one with the colors on it. Not going to get me this time. You get it right. So 8.3, example 1. Bam, correct. Okay, 8.3, example 4. You go to example 4, cover it up. And I don't know if the picture is included or not, but you'll get that idea when you once read the problem. And let's say you get it wrong. Okay, you get it wrong, keep it shaded like that. Make sure you figure out how to get it right by looking at how the example explained how to do the problem. Now we're going to go to, let's see, that was 8.3, right? So now we're going to go to 8.4, example 2. Okay. And this method really works best if you are doing it the night before the test. Because if you do this plan a week before the test, a lot of these topics may be forgotten. But if you do the night before the test, it'll be in your short-term memory. So you should do well in the test, or you should pass the test. Okay, next one. So we're on 8.6 again, right? So 8.6, boom, looks like we got all those right. Okay, so moving on to 8.7, right? Okay, moving on to 8.7. Okay, now what you want to do is you have it down to these problems right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 problems are getting in your way of passing the test. Okay, so we're going to go back to 8.1. Okay, so we're back to 8.1. Example 2. Go to example 2, cover it up. All right, and do the problem. Boom, you got it right. Great. Okay, can put a little C by it. Okay, now we're going to go down. Looks like everything else is right. We're going to go to 8.3, example 4. 8.3, example 4. Normally it takes 3 to 4 rounds to get everything right. Sometimes it takes 5 for like that one last really hard problem, but normally it's knocked out in 3 to 4 rounds. Okay, so 8.3, number example 4. Here we are, you cover it up, bam, you do this problem, and you got it right. Great job. Okay, erased it, got it right. 8.4, example 2. Let's do it. So 8.4, example 2, right here, and got it wrong. Okay, so got to keep it shaded in like that. All right, so moving on. Example, make sure you see how to do it, and you're like, I can't believe I forgot that. 1/2 base times height. All right, so then you go to example 5. To section 8.5. And here we are, example 1B, which is this one here. You cover it up, and yes, you get it right. Great job. So you go over here, example 1B, go like that, boom, put a little C by it. Okay, and looks like what's left. We have 8.7, example 1A, and example 3. So we go to 8.7. Okay, 8.7, example, what did I say? Example 1A, right there, cover it up, don't look at the work. Make sure you don't pick it up on your peripheral vision. All right, and you get it right. Nice job. Okay, you go to example 3, and you go to example 3 over here. Still forgot the formula. Still forgot the formula. Okay, so shade it in. Okay, write this formula down on a piece of paper 5 times. Really think about it. Okay, and going back, so keep this shaded in. Okay, so now all you have to do now is do this one and then do this one. Okay, so we go to 8.4, example 2. Go to 8.4. 8.4, example 2. Bam, cover it up. Make sure you don't catch the formula. You want to see if you can remember it. And you get it right. Great job. Okay, and 8.7, you go to example 3. Okay, and example 3, 8.7 right here. Cover it up, and you remember the formula. Awesome job. You got it right. Okay, so now everything is unshaded. Okay, so if this is the day of the test, so let's say you're doing this on the day of the test, and let's say the test is, coming up in 30 minutes or so, then I would say you're done. If you did all of this and you're taking the test in 30 minutes, you're done studying. If it's the night before the test, you want to get that C, you could be done studying. If you have time the next day, what I would do is maybe you could flag these, put little stars by the ones that were originally wrong, these guys. And what I would do the very next day is, and this is kind of optional, but I think it's to your benefit, try to do just the wrong ones. So if you try to do just the wrong ones, the day of the test. So it's in your short-term memory. That would be ideal. But if you don't have time, even what you did the night before should be enough to get a C on that test. All right, good luck. If you like this video and you want to see others like it, please let me know by hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel.